Hey everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Who's cooking with me tonight? Or you can cook later at your own convenience. I'll post the complete recipe at the end. So a couple things before I get started. I can't see my Facebook, so when you comment or like, go ahead and do it because I'll see it after the fact, but I'm just not going to be able to see it while I'm doing this video. But yeah, any comments, any questions, just stick it right there in the feed or send me a message, and hopefully you'll try this recipe. If you live close to me, come on over in about an hour and you can eat dinner with me. So it'll be ready. So let's get started because I want to keep this at about 45 minutes. Okay, so I've got all my ingredients out. I've got everything I need that was on that list. I've got all my tools ready. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat my rock crock because we're going to cook this in a rock crock. And if you're not familiar with the rock crock, it's kind of a cross between stoneware and cookware. I love it. You can do everything with it. You can put it in the oven, under the broiler. You can cook on the grill. It even goes in the freezer if you need to freeze something and stick it back on here. Microwave, everything. So I'm getting that preheated right now, and I'm going to cut up the bacon, and we'll get that cooking. It calls for a pound of bacon. So I prefer thick cut bacon, but when I do recipes like this, I get the thin cut. And I like to go ahead and separate, but I'm not going to do that today. I like to separate all my bacon, but this time we're just going to cut it up in chunks, and as it cooks, it will. So I'm using my large groove cutting board. There's a groove on the other side. And of course I am using my chef's knife. We have wonderful cutlery. I'll tell you, I would put this cutlery up against any on the market. It's wonderful, made in Germany. So you will love it, lifetime warranty. All right, so we're just getting these cut up into little chunks. So first I'm just slicing them, then I'll chunk them up a little bit more. And we're going to fry this down while we get all the rest of our ingredients ready to go. So, okay, let's cut this a little bit more. Bacon can be a little bit yucky, if that's a word, to chunk up. So that's why I usually like to separate the slices before I do it. But as it cooks, it will also separate. So, pasta. A lot of people don't like to eat pasta. They're watching their carbs and everything. So you can always substitute linguine in this and just make the whole recipe without adding the pasta and all of the liquid. And then we have a wonderful veggie spiralizer that you could cook real quick. It would actually, once you made the sauce, and if you would add like the zucchini noodles in it, it would cook the zucchini as you add it. So you wouldn't even have to worry about that. So now that we've got all of this in here, let's transfer it to our rock crock that is warming up. And I am going to slide it in here. And it takes a little while for that rock crock to heat up, but boy, once it heats up, it stays hot. So we're just going to let that cook. Get a few other things going here. And I want to show you real quick, because I will be using this throughout the whole demo. This is our new silicone and wood utensil set. It sells for $30. And it also is part of our Roundup from the Heart program, where the money, part of the proceeds of buying these goes to Hope Lodge, which is a cancer care center for cancer patients that don't have any place to stay while they're under treatment. So also a good cause. All right, so we're just going to fry up that bacon. I got it on high. Let's look at the recipe. All right, we're going to slice up our onion. And once that bacon's done, we're going to take that out and drain it on a paper towel. And then we're going to cook our onion until it's soft. And then we're going to add the spaghetti, the garlic. So let's go ahead and get a few things ready. I'll go ahead and open up my can of diced red tomatoes, petite dice. I couldn't find, it called for the fire roasted, which adds a little bit more flavor. I couldn't find those at my Kroger's today. So our smooth edge can opener, love this thing. You just put it on the edge of the can, sideways, start turning, and it hooks. It's hooked to it. And you just turn until it gets all the way around. You'll think this isn't opening. It doesn't look like it. But you go backwards just a little bit. And you can either use your fingers, or it's got this little gripping tool. You just put it on the edge, and it takes it right off. So there's no sharp edges, no metal shavings anywhere. So that makes it really nice. So this is ready to go when we are ready for it. The spaghetti, I'm going to just open it. I like to get the pot-sized spaghetti instead of the regular kind. Makes it a little bit easier to add to the dish and to eat. So if you haven't seen it, they're just like half-size spaghetti. Okay, I already got my chicken broth. We're going to measure first 3 cups for the first part of the recipe. So 3 cups, and these are my Easy Read measuring cups. I want you to look at these. They come in a set of 4. It's got the 4 cup, 2 cup, 1 cup, and the little 1/4 cup one. And I love these because I can measure and see when I get to 3 cups. And I don't have to bend over, I don't have to pick it up. It just tells me when it gets to the 3 cups. And right there we are. So that should leave 1 cup in here. We'll use that a little bit later when we get back to it. So there's that. And we're going to get a cup of heavy cream. I'm going to go ahead and get that out and measure that. I love heavy cream. This is starting to sizzle. Hear it in there. Oh, and it smells so good. I wish you all could smell when I cook. We need to come up with smell-o-vision. Okay. Get in there. Get it back in there. Okay. All right. Shake up your heavy whipping cream before you measure. I always keep heavy whipping cream in my refrigerator, whether I just want to whip up some whipped cream for a dessert in my whipped cream maker, or just to add to recipes. It adds a lot of texture and flavor. Okay, so we've got all that measured out. Let's slice up our onion. Get that out of the way. Okay, this is new. I've not tried this one yet. Let me wipe off my knife. This is we've had our citrus peeler, and you've seen that. And we still have it, and it looks just like this. This is just a different version, and it's called an onion peel. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the ends off of the onion. And then we're just going to take this little thing down the side, because sometimes they can be a little tricky trying to get that little thin shaving off of there. So that just cut a hole in the side and made it a lot easier to get that skin off of it. Okay? Alright, so let's slice up our onion. And we are going to use our simple slicer for that. Let me stir up our bacon. Get that going in here. It's a lot of bacon. That's what makes this so good. Okay. Now, slice our onion. Okay, the simple slicer is on 0 right now, so I can't cut myself. I can do it on 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to slice it on 2, which is a medium slice. And I'm going to put the food holder on here. You don't have to have it, but I really, really, really recommend it, because if you had this in the past, any of our different versions, you can know how easy it is too. And you can see how easy this slices. It just pushes this down. This little thing has teeth in it, so it pushes my onion through. And for some reason, my onion is stuck sideways. There we go. Now, course, if you have a good knife and you have good knife skills, you can always slice with that. But look, there's no onion left at all. You just sliced it right up. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this slices in half again, so it's just a little easier to eat. And we're going to add some garlic to this, but I'm going to wait and do the garlic in a little bit when we get ready to add all the ingredients. Actually, I will go ahead and add my garlic to the tomatoes. So we have 4 cloves of garlic. Garlic can be kind of a hassle to get the skin off of and everything. Let's scoot that over. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So we don't have to peel our garlic. That's what makes it nice with our garlic press. You put the whole thing in there. You squeeze it right into your pot or whatever you want your to go in. It has a little cleaning tool that nests in the back bottom, and that helps to get all that good garlic off of there. A little bit down on my hand, and to put that right into your trash. So let's do the rest of our garlic. Our bacon is just going to town over there. I don't know if you can hear it. I know you can smell it, but you might be able to hear it. So if you didn't have all of these tools, a garlic press and all of that, you probably would have to peel your garlic, and then you have to chop it up and mince it with a knife, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just time consuming, and it saves a little bit of time and gets it really, really finely chopped. Okay, let's get that one out, and we have 1 more clove to go. Little baby clove there. A little tip for garlic when you're buying fresh garlic, and buy fresh garlic. If you buy the granulated kind, some recipes, yeah, you do want to use the granulated kind, garlic powder, garlic salt. But for the most part, you really want to cook with fresh garlic. It really makes a difference. If you buy the kind that comes in a jar with that liquid around it, be very careful. Look at the shelf life. If you don't plan on using all that jar up, it can quickly turn rancid. And also, I don't know how true this is, but I have heard that part of that liquid that's in there, look at the ingredients. It's kind of like the stuff that they use to preserve bodies. I don't know. So I don't want that. Okay, let's stir this up. Bacon is frying up good here. Okay, a little bit more before we remove it and add it to the skillet. In the meanwhile, I'm going to be cooking some chicken in our grill pan. This is a regular size grill pan. We also have a double burner grill pan. I'm using this one today because we're only doing about a pound of chicken tenders. But I love this thing. And a little bit about our cookware. I love, 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 love our cookware. Again, lifetime warranty, professional. The handles even come off. It's dishwasher safe. I run this through the dishwasher all the time. It doesn't do a thing to it. I mean, it's wonderful. It's easy to clean. Heats up so much more evenly and hotter. I can't say enough good about my cookware. Okay, so I'm just going to get that preheated back there on that back burner. I don't know if you've ever noticed in my Facebook group, sometimes I'll put little funny things, but one that gets the most reaction usually is funny things that nobody talks about is who has a favorite burner. Do you have a favorite burner on your stove? And usually most people, like you can see, this is the big one, and it does really well. But I love my back rear one. It's not as big around as this one, but it gets hotter for some reason. I don't know what that is, but it does get hotter. All right, so I'm going to get my chicken ready while we are, excuse me, I'm a little warm. Okay, chicken breast tenderloins. You may or may not have seen this on Facebook. I've tried it. It's a really cool tip. Because sometimes, I don't know if you can see it. Let me get this off of here. Sometimes they have these little yucky things sticking out in the tenderloin. And I try to get that out. I cut it out. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you a trick here. As soon as I get this bacon out, and I'm going to get that with a slotted spoon, so we can leave all that good bacon grease left in there. It's still cooking good. So I'm going to show you something. Let me get a fork, just a regular old fork, and get a piece of paper towel and get a hold of that little tenderloin. And I don't know if you can see it because I'm pretty far away from you. But you just put your fork through there and you pull that through. It's hard, it gets slicky. So that's why you want to use the paper towel. And look at that big slip of tenderloin, that yucky stuff that come out. That's makes it a little harder to chew. So just get a hold of it with your paper towel. Strip that right out of there. It's amazing. It's amazing the difference it makes also in your chicken, in the texture of it when you're cooking. So that take but a second to get all those out of there. And it makes the, I don't know, just kind of makes the texture of the whole piece of tenderloin chicken that you're cooking. I'm going to switch to another paper towel because it does get slicky, to have some grip there. And one more to go. Get a hold of that. And get another grip with another piece of paper towel. And pull that right through it. Okay, so we got all that out of there. That's ready to go in the grill pan when it is ready to cook. Okay, now I think we're about ready to get our bacon to drain. And I'm just using a paper towel, paper plate, and my slotted spoon just to remove this. I wish I had a cameraman here that could bring my camera over and let you see what is in this pan and see this nice crispy bacon and how it's going to grill up. But trust me, it is. Okay. And I'm going to get all of that out of there. There's a bunch of little pieces. But some of it's going to have to stay in there and it'll be okay because it's all going to go together. Okay. Onion. Let's add our onion and get rid of our knife because I've already used all I'm going to do with that. Okay, we're just going to cook our onion in there. And that bacon grease. Woo! You know what they say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Sometimes that's not an option though, okay? Alright, but it is hot, so, whew. Okay, now. Alright, back to the recipe. We are going to slice the onion thin, cook it in the bacon grease until soft, and then all we have to do is add that tomatoes, garlic. It calls for sun-dried tomatoes. I'm not a big fan of sun-dried tomatoes, and I didn't actually see that on the recipe here, so forget that. And we're going to add half of our spinach and our chicken broth and our stock. So let's just go ahead and add all of our ingredients here. It doesn't take long at all to cook. We're going to add our pasta right in there. We're going to add our tomatoes that I've already added the garlic. Okay. And we're going to wait a little while before we add the cream. That'll be at the end. We're going to add some salt and pepper. And this is our Pamper Chef's salt and pepper mill. This is Himalayan sea salt that we have in here. And then the triple peppercorn medley. And add that to it. Just a little to taste. Alright, let's see if our grill pan's getting hot. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in there. And I am going to go ahead and season with our seasoning salt. This is new. And you know, I know there's seasoning salt that's been on the market for years. We know what brand, I won't say. But I'm telling you, this is amazing. It has not only, I mean, it has salt, it has paprika, it has dried onions and dried garlic, but it also has dehydrated onions and garlic. So it really adds a lot of flavor that I haven't had in the other seasoning salts. So let me grab, better stir this up a little bit. Ugh, my eyes are watering from those onions. I'm going to separate. You ever cook your spaghetti and forget to stir it, and then you get this big chunk of spaghetti noodles stuck together? We don't want to do that. So it's 6:19 right now. This is going to cook for about 10 minutes. And then we'll add our chicken to it and our spinach, and it will be done. So let's go ahead and get our chicken breast. The chef's tongs, you have to turn them upside down to open them because they're stuck together on purpose so that they don't pop open in your drawer, and makes it a lot easier. Okay. Our chicken is going to down on the grill pan. So not only is cooking so much easier with our tools, you can cook with anything, but it's also easier to clean up. That's one of the things I really love about the cookware. Dishwasher. Even if you don't have a dishwasher, really cleans up easy in the sink. So let's see, where do we put our spinach? Half the bag of spinach goes in there now too. And I didn't get a bag, I got a box, because I couldn't find it. So get this open. Come on, open. Baby spinach. And I'm just going to throw that in there, half of it, and the other half goes in after. Oopsie. That goes in there. Okay, let's get this all stirred up. Our chicken is cooking. It's all coming together. We're waiting on this to start boiling. Try to keep that spaghetti from sticking together. How are you all doing? Is anybody cooking along with me? I hope you do. I hope you try this recipe if you're not cooking today. I hope you try it later because it really serves a lot. It holds well. It keeps well for leftovers. It's got a ton of flavor. All right, so let's see where we are here. Okay, we're going to get some Parmesan cheese ready. Actually, I have some already grated. It calls for a cup. I grate my own. And this recipe is going to take most of, get that shaken up, it's going to take a cup of grated Parmesan. So I don't want to waste, I don't want to do without my grated Parmesan. So I'm just going to show you real quick how easy it is. If you haven't seen my video, okay, so that's that. We go through Parmesan like crazy. And yes, you can buy that old nasty kind of comes in a green box. It's okay. But I'm telling you, if you grate your own, big difference in the flavor. Okay, let me get my hands washed here because, whew, I am hot. So, I've been dealing with that chicken, although I really didn't touch it because I grabbed it with a paper towel. Speaking of, let's check the chicken. Turn that over. It's cooking good. Now I can pretty much eyeball this and tell, as it's cooking. But if I really wanted to, anytime I grill, anytime I, cook a big chicken or anything in the oven, I use my digital temperature guide, the thermometer. It has this little thing you can stick it in the oven and it comes through and plug it in here, or it has its own little probe right here and you just turn it on and it instantly reads to make sure. You really want to be sure when you're cooking meats that you do get them done. Okay, so our pasta is, I'm going to turn it down just a little because it's going to town here. We just want to make sure that it doesn't all stick. Okay. You can make this in a deep skillet if you want to. I just wanted to make it in this because I wanted to show a different type of cooking vessel. It doesn't really matter, just as long as it holds it all. Alright, them down just a little while it cooks. We're going to chop that up to add to this. We've got our spinach that we're going to add later to that. We've got our cream and our. So let's get some Parmesan cheese right here. And I'm going to show you this real quick. This is our deluxe cooking blender. And you may have seen this video me doing this before, but I need some more Parmesan for later. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab the knife over here and cut. I get my Parmesan in chunks. So I'm just cutting this up into smaller pieces, not too many, just 4 or 5, so they fit better in my blender. Okay, 30 seconds, we're going to have amazing grated cheese. So I'll put like 3 chunks in there to get it started. Turn it on. Custom blend. I'm going to set it to 5 and start it. So just a few seconds. Okay. Let's put some more. Actually, I cut that one too big, so let's just take the whole thing off. Put the rest of our cheese in there. And a few more seconds. Okay, 22 seconds. And let's get this back out of the way. And just to show you how nice, let me get a little scraper here. I better stir this up. Looking good. Okay, let's check our chicken. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn that burner off. And it will just, okay, I dropped something. I'm not sure what I dropped, but I heard it. Oh well, we'll find it. So I'm just going to look at all that grated Parmesan. And I'm just going to make sure I get all of it out of there. And I'm going to add that back to my jar. So I'll be ready for the next time I need fresh grated Parmesan on anything. So got all that out of there. You only threw a little bit left. So I can just add 3 cups of water to this. A little dab of soap, put it on there, and it even has a cleaning function. So how cool is that? It will just automatically wash itself, and I will do that later after we get through cooking. Pull that out, put that lid back on. I have to add some soap, but I just wanted to show you that Parmesan, how wonderful and how easy that is. Okay? All right. Let's see, what else we got? Let's check our recipe. Bring to a boil, 7 to 8 minutes till pasta's done. It has been 7 to 8 minutes. So, meanwhile, grill, we got that. Pasta's done. Turn heat down, add 1 cup of heavy cream. And that's what we are doing right now. I don't want to waste any of that, so let me get a scraper to make sure we get it all out of there. This heavy cream is good. Okay, so let's stir that in. Got all that spinach. I wish you could see this. I am going to take a picture of it later so you can get a better look, because I know you can't really see it over there. And if I move the camera, it will really mess up the Facebook feed, so we don't want to do that. I hope it's still. We'll take a quick peek and look and see if it is, okay? Yay, it is. I'm glad. I'm behind the scenes now. All right, I'm back. Okay, let's get our air fryer churro bites. I'm going to turn this over and use the other side. And this is our deluxe air fryer. So let's see where we are. Add 1 cup. Oh, we want to add our 1 cup of grated cheese. What did I do with that cheese? I melted them. I measured it, forgot to add it. There we go. Okay. Get that stirred in. All we got left to do is just cut up we're going to add some of the bacon to this, about half of it. Stir that in. And I think I need to add, let me find the rest of the recipe, didn't see it there. Add half the bacon and the rest of the spinach. What did I do with the spinach? We'll add the rest of our spinach in there. Okay. So we'll just stir all that in. Let that kind of wilt down. Let that cheese melt. Oh, this is looking good. Oops. Jumping out of there. Get back in the pot. Okay. I want to show you the chicken real quick here. Show you how well that grilled. Can you see that? Grilled wonderfully. Okay. Let's take that out and put that in my small batter bowl because we're going to chop this up a little bit before we add it to our pasta. Okay? So I'll show you a little trick about that. In the meanwhile, I like to add a little bit of water to my grill pan while it's still hot. Just kind of helps loosen up all this little stuff in there. And let that sit till it cools down. Then all I have to do is pop that handle off, stick it in the dishwasher. We'll be good to go. Okay, small batter bowl, grilled chicken, salad choppers. Actually, I call these my chicken choppers because I use them more for chicken. It comes apart. It's got two blades. It's like a little spoon that you scoop and chop. No matter what you're chopping, whether it's chicken, whether it's lettuce, whether it's vegetables, anything that you want to chop. So you just dig down in there, open and close. That simple. It really does a great job. So you want to make a chicken salad, anything. So we got our chicken pretty well chopped. First time I got these, some of you may have heard this story if you've been to one of my parties. First time I got these, we came out with them quite a few years ago. I took them to the Olive Garden with me. And they brought that great big bowl of salad out. And I chopped it up with these. And it went from a big bowl of salad to a salad for me. So I said, we need another bowl of salad here. But I hate big, chunky vegetables. So there is our chicken. Pretty well chopped up. If you can see that, I'm going to turn that off now because this is still plenty hot. We got our chicken in there. We just want to stir that in. Ah, this is looking so good, you all. So all I have left to do is, oh, it smells so good. I forgot I was supposed to add that other cup. You could either use white wine or more chicken stock, but I don't think I'm going to do that. This looks pretty good as is. So we're just going to sprinkle the rest of the bacon on top. And we're going to also grate a little bit. You can tell I'm doing this on video because there's no way I would be cooking this and a little bit of that bacon wouldn't be in my mouth. But I won't do it for you all. Okay. I'm going to show you our herb mincer. Herb mincer here. Actually, I'll do that in a minute. Let's get the air fryer churros ready. All right. I've seen pound cake. And I'm not going to do a whole lot because it was just me here this evening. And I'm just going to slice a couple slices of pound cake here. Let me grab. Got my bread knife, and I'm just going to take a chunk of this pound cake out of here. Actually, it's not pound cake, it's angel food cake. I don't know what I was thinking. It's an angel food cake. And we're going to cut these just in chunks. And just, I mean, I don't know if you've ever had churros. I love churros. This definitely isn't churros, but it's kind of a neat recipe, a little bit different. So we're just cutting these in squares. And then we're going to spray them with a little bit of oil. Now I am using my kitchen spritzer. Got my own oil in here. So you just pump it. Actually, I think I need to do these first before I pump it. Let me look at the directions. I've never made these, so this is new, okay? Okay, generously spray with oil, air fry 6 to 7 minutes, remove and then toss in cinnamon and sugar. So we'll do that in a minute. So let's just spray these, pump, 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 get exercise, build up the pressure. That's what makes these so nice is they do not, this doesn't have any of the chemicals that the other cooking sprays have. So you know what's in here. All that's in here is oil. So let me just toss that around a little bit more, spray the other side. And then all we have to do is, let's get our air fryer. Now I do have to plug it in because if you don't, the lights keep on flashing and it annoys me. So I just wait till I'm ready to use it and plug it in. Oh, let me get my racks out of here and ready to go. But I want to show you, this is one of our new baking stones. Our new baking stones, they just came out with, they restyled them after 40 years. And what's cool about them is they're still wonderful. They still bake the same wonderful way. They still season, but they're also dishwasher safe or soap on them too. But this size is perfect for the air fryer. So I love that. I keep it in there. Okay, let's put our sprayed one here. And we're just going to put it in the air fryer. And I'm going to put it on the top rack. And turn that on air fry. And I'm going to put it down to about 5 minutes. We'll see. Okay. I think we're all done. When that's done, all I have to do is put it in a bowl, put a little bit of cinnamon and sugar that I've already got mixed up here in my flour sugar shaker. This is the old style. We have a newer one that's silver now, but it still does the same thing. Has a little sifter right there that I can just sift my cinnamon and sugar. I keep this ready all the time, so when I have a recipe that calls for that, or sometimes I like to have some cinnamon toast, use that. This is ready. All we have to do is, and it's bubbling away, even though that heat's off, that will stay hot a good couple of hours in that pot. So let's get our fresh basil, and I'm going to show you the herb mincer. When this came out, I have to say, I thought, I just soon cut up my basil or my herbs, whatever I'm using. This thing's great. The more I use it, the more I love it. It's got this little ball in here, and what that does, you'll see in a minute, it weighs down the herbs to go through these little mincing things when I turn them. So all I'm going to do is put my basil in here. You can use as little or as much as you want. Any kind of herbs is good for this, okay? All right. Put my little ball in there, put this back on, and all I have to do is shake it to get my basil under the ball, and I just grate it right on top. I'll bring it over and show you in just a minute, but let me get this paper plate just to kind of show you so you can see how this is doing, if you can see it. See how nice that grates that basil right up. And this makes a nice little chiffonade. And this just comes apart and goes in the dishwasher. So we'll throw that on top of there too, and that. That little beeping sound means it's halfway through. It beeps if you want. If you're doing more than one rack, then you want to switch your racks to make it bake a little bit evenly. Let's turn the light on and see. Ooh, it's getting a little brown. I see that. So I think I'm other than throwing all this in either trash or the dishwasher. All I got to do is serve this. So like I said, if you're about close by, come on over. It'll be here. And it's bubbling away. So let me get my oven mitts because that pot does get hot. And I'm going to move it off the burner for now. But I'm going to try to bring it to you and show you if I can. So can you see that? Can you smell that? All right. And now it's ready to serve with that little utensil in that first set that I showed you. So while we're waiting on this to finish up, I just wanted to share with you if there's any of these things that you would be interested in, especially the higher price items. If you like that blender, or if you like this air fryer. Actually, this air fryer has been on stop sale for a while because we sold out of it. When everything happened, they just went like crazy and we couldn't get them restocked. They're back, you can get it, it's ready to go. Or our cookware, any of our cookware, our knives, any of the stuff I've showed you. Host a party. If you want to buy it, sure, that works too. I've got a couple fundraisers going on, and I'm sure they would appreciate it. But if you want to host a party, an online party, or an in-home party, I'm all up for that. But an online party with at least 200 in sales makes it qualified. You can get this half price. Any of these half price. You get free, but also this month you can get 60% off any item. That's 60% off, that's 60% off, that's 60% off. So think about it. As simple as just let me know. I'll set up a Facebook group. I'll invite you to it, and you invite all your friends. And all they have to do is shop, and then everything ships directly to them. And then you go on your little shopping spree with what you get free, and you can make this recipe like this too. Okay, so let's check this, see how we're doing. Let me get my, I'm going to show you a different oven mitt. Oh, here they are. This is our mini oven mitts. We came out with those, and these are perfect for the air fryer. They nest together. They even go in the dishwasher, so that makes it nice. They're silicone, so it makes it nice to reach in here. Let's see how we're doing. Ooh, nice and brown. Look at this. Look how toasty. Can you see that? So let's toss these in. Oops, well, sorry about that one. Okay. Oh, there we go. And sprinkle. What did I? There it is. And toss. And we have our air fryer churro bites. Yeah, how about that? That one hopped out so it. Oh, good. Yeah. I will definitely be making these again. Sorry, it's hot. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm not sure how long I've taken. Not even 45 minutes, so that was the way we wanted it. Again, thank you. Any questions you have, let me know.